Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, on the second shot here at this first hole, a player will get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the old course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing, to say the least.
Drops for a birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
And a great start.
Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but left is always the safe side of the golf course. It's the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. And the second shot from 110 yards. That will be a great look at birdie. Second shot, good look at the green. Kaymer trying to put that free-flowing putting stroke to good use. Has this for birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just a couple of feet. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Oh man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side.
And on the fairway here at the third.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Setting up for an approach shot here. Part of the experience of playing the old course at St. Andrews is not only the history, but also the caddies. Witty, wisecracking caddies. Guy once hit a ball hard left into a gorse bush, and he turned to his caddy and he said, "Is that okay?" And the caddy, little Jimmy, said, "Does it look okay? Hit another one?" Not a gimme, but well within his range. Makes the putt for a birdie. This would be a nice birdie for Ian Poulter. Right in the heart. At the fourth hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is two ways to play the fourth off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
This is the second shot at the par 4. This is a good-looking shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Getting set now over the putt. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or 2 more.
On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
This one has a good line. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Poulter's the kind of guy we've seen who can go on runs. Maybe this will be the start of one. This is for eagle. Oh, dude, that. Now at the sixth, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Second shot now for Patrick Rogers. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Count that for a birdie. Just 5 feet left. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Now, 7th hole here at the Old Course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the march stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Chance to get it close here. Ian Poulter will make birdie if he can hold this. Good putt. Eyeing this putt for a birdie. Frank, now at the par 3 eighth, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long birdie putts here.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided are the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive this green. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Talk to any of the experts. They will tell you this is a guy to keep an eye on. Patrick Rodgers has this now for birdie. Wow, what a birdie. Standing over his birdie putt. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Now at the 10th, and Bobby Jones loved this hole, didn't he?
And that's why it's been renamed Bobby Jones. Drivable for a lot of the players, but if you're going to have a crack at this green, avoid the gorse down the left side, as well as the 2 pot bunkers that are in line with the right side of this green.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Literally no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
He's made it. Frank, what are we looking at here at the famed par 3 11th at the Old Course?
Well, the most difficult, there is only 2 par 3s here at the Old Course, and this one's called high, elevated green, and you've got to fly that bunker that protects the front of the green. That's called the Strath bunker. It will really take anything on this green. You make a 2 here, you'll make a move on the field.
This long putt for birdie could be a tough one here. Might be. Could be. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the Old Course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right, and obviously a nice view of the township of St. Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pop bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Almost. Wow. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
Now the putt from Patrick Rogers. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
He has a birdie opportunity here. In for birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Here at the par 4 13th hole at the old course, Frank, what's the best play, power, or do you go with precision?
Well, you'd like a nice mixture of both there, Rich. If you can take those coffins out of play, that's the name for those series of bunkers sort of down the middle, then obviously you've got a much shorter shot coming in, and then you've got a chance to actually have a full view of this green.
So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got to weigh a little bit on that tee ball. Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
He'll need to be strong with this. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah. In the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, I see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Poulter has a history of getting on runs. He can light it up with a putter. Here's a birdie putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Martin Kaymer, really smooth putting stroke. Won majors, won a Players with a hot putter. And he's ready. Right in the heart. Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. And you can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your third shot to 14.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
It's fine.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Looks like he just misread that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just has the feel today. Ian Poulter has this for birdie. Great shot to get the birdie. Frank, the 15th here at the Old Course, just a classic example of links golf, where you might be aiming for something that isn't even on the golf course.
Exactly. There's a nice line there in between the two humps that you can see in front of you off the tee. If you keep looking down, you'll see the church steeple. That's the perfect line for the tee shot. Got to be careful with the second shot coming up. You see the 16th tee and out of bounds to the right of this green, and that little pot bunker that protects the front.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Well, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
Not a problem from there, right in the middle. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that? Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
That shot falls for a birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. Frank, so many famous landmarks on this hole. The hotel on the right, you want to avoid that. The bunker on the left, and then the stone wall beyond the road.
Yeah, there's all those features is one of the reasons why no one would be allowed to design a hole like this today. It also makes it not only unique, but I think that's the greatness of the hole, is that all those problems you're very aware of. It's just, can you avoid them? Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Second shot. Good look at the green.
Safely on deck.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway.
Well, that takes the strain off the next one.
Good lag putt right there. Getting set now over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Well done. Frank, here at the 18th, so much history has been made through the years.
Yeah, one of my favourite memories, I remember Jack Nicklaus when he beat Doug Sanders in that playoff. The famous sort of short putt that Doug Sanders missed. But really, the great moment that stands out was Seve making that 15-footer across the hill in 1984 wearing the blue sweater. Not only did he win the Open Championship, but he beat a tremendous field that included Bernard Langer, Tom Watson, Fred Couples, Lanny Wadkins, Faldo, and Greg Norman. It was an amazing Open Championship.
And I love that fist pump. It was pure Seve. All that fire, all that passion came flying out. And that's where you just sort of fell in love with the game.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Timer for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, it really was vintage St. Andrews today, and so